Hey, so we have an interesting phenomenon happening. It's happening a little with Jill this morning, although it's better. It's really happening with Ran today, and that is when you have lights on behind you, but nothing in front of you. What I see is just a silhouette, just a black silhouette. Yeah, it's a little better, Jill. The other day it was a little iffy. So, Jill. Yes, Ran, much better. Thank you. Good, Jill. Much better. Thanks. Yeah, I can actually see your faces now. I know you all by your silhouettes, but it's nice to be able to see your faces. Okay, so I believe we were on move 3 last time. Catherine, what do you remember? Where were we? I think we had just started move 3. I mean, like about 10 minutes worth of stuff. So we'll start move 3 over again today. But let's do the first two moves. I'll lead 2 or 3 of them, and then we'll go around the room. Everybody will lead 2 or 3. Okay, Ran, why don't you lead us in 2? And one more. Good. And Jill, twice in a row.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, everybody follow me. Pay attention to your shoulders. Ah, keep them up. Jill, why were you lowering your shoulders?
Because they hurt.
Exactly. It's a strain on the shoulders. Okay, now, Jill, I want you to do the two moves we just did. I want you to do them again. But be ready because at some point in here, I'm going to yell stop. And I want you to freeze at exactly that second.
Because should I? Okay, there we go.
Stop. Stop. All right. You kind of move past the point a little bit. Don't move. All right. Your left shoulder is rolled up. It's not as bad as it was the first couple of times you did it, but it's all right. Roll it down and relax. All right. So this is a long, complicated way of trying to get you to pay attention to this, but this is how Master Zhang used to teach us. And he'd call you out in front of the whole class and have you do this, and then he'd go, stop. And you had to stop at exactly when he said that, and not even move your eyes. I'm not kidding. You couldn't even move your eyes, or he'd make you do it again. All right? Because sometimes what he wanted to point out was your eyes. It's one of the most common errors that people make when they do Tai Chi is rolling their shoulders up. It's perfectly natural. I understand. I used to do it too. All right. But when you do that, what it does is raises your chi. So if you go like this instead of like this, I'm exaggerating, right? But right, you get the idea. You're rolling the shoulders up. It will raise your chi right up your back and make you top heavy, and it'll also wear you out because it takes a lot of energy to do that, right? Try it. Stand there for half an hour. Exactly. Even 2 minutes of it is too bad. Okay, Catherine. So, the way to do that, the way Master Zhang used to describe keeping your shoulders down is point your elbows at the ground. Don't point your elbows up into the sky. Point your elbows toward the ground. Even if your hands go up high, your elbows are still pointed at the ground. Not like this. Instead like this. And that keeps your chi centered in your abdomen so that you have your full body strength. Okay, Catherine.
Okay.
2 times.
Yeah.
Good. You've been practicing. One more time. Good. Catherine, one thing you might want to work on is your the timing of this here, right?
Yeah, I don't have
when,
it.
when you I'm going to tell you how to get it. When you bring this arm up, let it come past your dantian, maybe all the way up to your breast, right? Before you raise your knee. And that's yeah, better. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then as you work on it, it will smooth out. But if you try to raise your hand comes to your dantian, if you try to raise your knee at the same time that you raise your hand from the dantian, it usually sort of makes you a little wobbly. So establish the upper body first. It's a little counterintuitive, but establish the upper body first and then bring the lower body up into the upper body, if that makes any sense. And in fact, every exercise we do that's similar to that, you do the same thing. Right? Establish the upper body first, then bring the lower body up into it. Boom. That will help your balance a lot and your timing. Okay, let's go on to move number 3. So let's just do it a couple 3 times, right? We'll just do it at a normal speed. Okay, so hopefully you can see there's another instance here where you want to establish your upper body and then bring your lower body up into it. If you try and do them at the same time, it'll throw you over backward. So you do 1 and then 2. The function for a lot of these movements that are like that is to do something to the guy, and then with the upper body, and then you do something else with the lower body. So maybe he's coming at you like this, right? You come up between his arms, and then you don't use your hands to move him. You use the wedge shape of your body, right? It's like a wedge. And you spread his arms out. Then, boom, you bring your knee up into his gut. Right? 1, 2. Right? 1, 2. Now, after you've done it for a while, you sort of smooth everything out, but it's still 1, 2. 1, 2. And then 3 to close. It's something different. All right, let's start from the beginning here. The whole movement here is based on a really simple principle of one side, and then the other 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 side. That's the basic movement of this, all right? Do it with me. Right leg, left leg, 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 right leg, boom, right? So the ending is it's the same system, it's just a little bigger, right? But it's that back and forth, right? It's like a metronome. And then you're going to, each version of that, you're going to be doing different things. So the very first one, right? 1, 2, right? So it's one cycle. Right, left, right, left. The basic idea with that is that somebody has grabbed hold of your wrists and you've got to get rid of them. So, you've done this, boom, relax. You come out toward this guy, he grabs your wrists, you pull back, and then you push forward, and then you snap back. That's the basic underlying movement. There's a lot of details, and we've actually gone through those before, but I'm trying to simplify this. The basic idea of this is you're using a big circle to get rid of this guy. And the circle starts in the bottom of the feet. It's 1, 2, 3. Right? You go toward him, he grabs your wrists, right? You don't want to, you can't struggle with your arms. The guy's in too good of, he's in the superior position. So he's got both your arms here. So you can't struggle with that. All right. So instead, you join your hands together and you move your body, not your arms. You move your body. All right, you move your body back, and now you push with your arms. And then you snap back. So it might look like this. That's the actual application. All right, but you're not going to do it that way. You're going to do it more practice way, which is nice and slow and gentle. All right? Right under the danchan. Hold on a minute. He's grabbed your wrist. What do? The guy's got your wrist, right? He's a big guy. He's holding you, right? He's got you like this. Now what do? When someone grabs you like that, it really discombobulates you. He's got your right hand over here and your left hand over here, and you're kind of split up. What you want to try to do is reestablish your own center line. Keeping your center line is really important in the martial arts, all right? So, all right, here comes a guy rushing toward you, so you move toward him, all right? And you're just going to hit him in the breadbasket, boom, or maybe the crotch. But he sees you coming, and he grabs your arms. Oh, what do I do? What do I do, right? He's got me like this. Put your hands together. Now you've got the center line again. Even though he's in the superior position, you've got the center line. And the center line trumps the superior position. Does that make sense? Jill, does that make sense? Okay, now the question is, how do you work that center line? How do you take advantage of that? All right, so I'm going to switch from here to here so that you can see this, right? Boom. I step out, I come forward. Oh, he grabs both my wrists. I bring my hands together. Now watch. So there's two things going on. One is a counterattack. The other is an escape. Counterattack. Escape. Now, the escape, after you counterattack him, he may be laying on the ground dead, right? You don't have to worry about him anymore. Or he may still have hold of you. Maybe, you know, I'm about 5'10". Maybe he's 6'8". So he's like this tall, which gives him a tremendous advantage. He may still have hold of me. So that's where the escape comes from. All right? Counterattack, escape. So how does it work? Well, when you've counterattacked, even though he still has hold of you, you've twisted your wrists inside his grip. So he's got a grip like this, but you twisted your hands inside his grip to loosen his grip. So he doesn't have a very good grip on you anymore. All right, watch. He may still have hold of you, and he may be really big and really strong, but hopefully he doesn't have as good a grip on you as he used to. Now what you want to do is jerk out of his grip. You do not do that like this. That's not going to do it. The way you do it is your whole body. Your whole body jerks back. In other words, you shift your weight from right to left, and you go from the Tanzhong to the Mingmen. Tanzhong, Mingmen. Tanzhong, Mingmen. So the first, he's attacking you, you try to attack him. He counters with a grip, put your hands together, roll, and now come up into your Tanzhong and push. It's like you're punching him. You can aim right for his jaw. He's still got hold of you, but I just punch through and hit him. That doesn't work. Now, jerk back. This part's called rocking the baby. Step out. Weight to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. And your right toes come with you. I'll do it with my back to the camera. All right, here he comes. All right, we've done Buddha's warrior. Here he comes. Right, left, right, left. One more. Relax. Here he comes. Step out. Right, left, right, and left. Does this make sense? Catherine, is it making sense? I'm giving you all the little details because you need to know these. You guys have been doing this long enough, you ought to be able to pick up the details. However, when you practice, you don't necessarily overtly, physically do each of the details. There's a couple reasons for that. One is when you do Tai Chi, you should be very relaxed. Don't be all fierce and martial. Just relax. The second reason is historical. You don't want to give your secrets away. Back in the day, they didn't have gymnasiums in China where people would go to do athletics. The athletics were just done outside in the whatever little park was in the town. So if you were practicing like this, you're giving all your secrets away. Somebody would just stand there and watch you and go, okay, I see what he's doing. You don't want to do that. And seriously. So instead you do it like this. Very relaxed. But in your head, you know what it is you're doing. And remember your chi flow and your mind are two sides to the same coin. So if your mind is doing it, so is your chi. Jill, does this make sense? All right, let's do this move, this part of the move, a few times, just in a really relaxed manner. All right, Buddha's warrior. Relax. Step out. Very simple. Relax, all your weight on the left, weight to the right, left, right, left. Very soft. I'll do it with my back to you. Relax. Right, left, right, left. One more. Right, left, right, left. Now I want you to watch my toe, my right toe. Watch the toe with the blue on it. Why do I want to do that? Well, because now I'm going to start working over here. I was working over here, but when I work over here, I need to move my toe. All right. Right, left, right, left. Make sense? Ran, does it make sense? Okay, now I hope that you guys remember all the details. Guy's attacking. Step between his feet. All right? In other words, you're taking his center line. All right? Step between his feet, pop him in the groin. Ah, but he counters. He grabs your hands. Join your hands together. Now, sink into the ground. You're not even shifting your weight yet. What you're doing is drilling into the ground. All right, he attacks, step between his feet. All right, hit him. He grabs your arms. All right, now watch this. All right. Spiral. You're just using your weight and that spiral to go down. He's got hold of you, but he can't hold you up. So you just sink into the ground. That may be enough to get rid of him right there, but maybe not. All right? So you step out between his legs, hit him, he intercepts, join your hands together, spiral down. Maybe that got rid of him, in which case you're going to go on and do something else now. But let's say it doesn't get rid of him. Now the way to begin to get rid of him is to circle. Well, how do you circle? You circle by shifting your weight and circling your Dan Chin. Circle, 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 circle. The first half of the circle, in this case, is defensive. You're actually pulling this guy in. You're pulling him in closer to you. The second half of the circle is offensive. Maybe because he's not going to have a very good grip on you. Right? Use your body, and then at the very end, your hands, your arms and hands. But mostly your body. Watch when my shoulders get activated. Just at the very end. So at first, he's not fighting your shoulders, he's fighting your trunk. I don't know about your trunk, but my trunk is much bigger than my shoulders. All right? So circle defensively, circle offensively. And now watch. Notice my elbows and shoulders go down. Why? Because I'm dropping from here to here. I want to drop my chi. And that's like a huge weight going down, not just to here, but all the way to the ground. Right? Watch, the first part of this, the offensive, I have to come up into my tangent, my center chest, and then push. Then, that's yang. Then comes yin, dropping from here to here. Jill, does this make sense? Guys, from my point of view, the point of this is not to become martial artists. Because to do that, you need to be live in a room and you need to do a lot of interaction and you need to practice this for years. The point is to understand your energy body. Because this is how you move. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You could be out doing gardening. Right? You're out doing gardening. I don't have a rake in here. Hold on a minute. I do have a broom though, right? So it's like this. If I'm let's say I'm using a hook thing here to pick apples in a tree because they're up pretty high. So I have to reach up. I'm going to go from my tangent or from my Mingmen to my tangent. And then when I pluck it, I'm going to go from my tangent to my Mingmen. I'm going to go up and then I'm going to go down. Everyone does that anyway. You don't need a Tai Chi class to do that. What the Tai Chi class does is point out to you what it is you're doing so you can cultivate it. So instead of your effort being maybe 20% efficient, now it becomes 80% efficient. You just become much stronger because you're more aware of your energy body, right? And you can use it. Catherine, does that make any sense? Good. One of the, I'll have to see if I can find it. One of the examples of this that I love was by a guy who knew nothing about Tai Chi or even the energy body. He was a blacksmith. Right? And he's working on a piece of iron on an anvil. All right? And he says, let me show you the way I used to do this. Boom, 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 boom. He said, after 20 years of that, I ruined my shoulder. And the doctors told me I was going to have to give up how I made my living as a blacksmith. He said, I had to go talk to some people who were basically physical therapists and demonstrate what I was doing. And they said, oh, you're doing it all wrong. But you're not a blacksmith. It doesn't matter whether you're a blacksmith. What matters is understanding how your body works. You're doing this from your shoulder. Of course it's going to screw your shoulder up, all right? Particularly on iron, all right? Instead, shift your weight and use your abdomen. Oh, there's no pressure on the shoulder at all. It's not the shoulder doing the motion, it's the core of the body doing the motion. My shoulder's hardly even moving. Versus this, where all the pressure's on the shoulder. That to me is what makes this worth doing. Besides the fact it's a lot of fun. Okay, questions? All right, tomorrow we will finish up move 3. personally think that's the most difficult part of it. We'll finish up move 3, okay? All right. Ciao, guys. Have yourselves a great day.